Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today is our road trip going to South Carolina. This was like a part 2 of our trip after we watched Tractor Pull at Liberty, White Plains, Georgia. So I just have a few reminders if you are traveling with your pet dogs that it is best to have a body harness for smaller dogs or any type of dogs. It would be best to have a body harness. It looks like this. Plus, of course, you also have to make sure that they also have their collar and their tag and updated vaccine. So this is a reflective collar that I bought from GoTag. I will just post another video about their products. So the travel from White Plains, Georgia to Simpsonville, South Carolina is almost 3 hours. So this is morning, the day after the tractor pull. So we still have to find breakfast. We were able to find one, and we were considering a lot of things because it has to have a plenty space to park since we brought our RV, and it has to be a place where we could also let our dog potty and do their business and do some kind of stretching, because of course they have to sit properly or they don't move a lot when they are inside the RV. Although it's spacious, but we just have to make sure that all of them are held or they are on a seat belt. That's one thing to consider if you're traveling with your dog, because they might take off, might see a squirrel or wild animals, and it will be hard for the owner to find the dog. That's one thing that even if it's on a leash, it will still be not 100% guaranteed that your dog will not take off. That's why it is best to have the body harness than to have the collar where you put your leash, because they might break their neck. So far, since a month prior to this travel, our other dog died, so we only brought 4 of our dogs, and right now this month we are back to 5 dogs. Since we foster another dog and Sims nobody claimed, we are thinking of adopting her, and I will just make a separate video, but you probably have seen in some of my short videos. She is a Dachshund Terrier mix dog. So I'm just posting here some videos, glimpse of some of the parts of the 3-hour travel, since it will be a long video if I do the 3 hours. So considering all the aspects, we found Cracker Barrel to be our place to have our breakfast, and so we are almost there. Pamahaw na this. Make a love shout out to all Bisaya there. Bisaya here. Ang hirap mag-Tagalog. Oh my goodness. But anyway, most of us could relate that it will be easier for us to talk in English, and our Tagalog is so lata. So, as you notice, if you are living here in the USA, Cracker Barrel is one of those famous truck stop or RV stop because of their space. And of course, one of those you could get some souvenirs. They have really good food. So since this was taken July, the grass, the leaves, and all the plants are still alive. And the decoration is like a patriotic display because they just celebrated the July 4th. So kaya ganyan yung decoration nila. But we always like to have our meals, some of our meals here, because of the parking space and the things that we could buy that we probably would not find in some other state or in our own state in Georgia, because it could be they don't have stock or they just have like the local product, something like that. So this Cracker Barrel is still part of Georgia, but we are almost to the boundary of South Carolina. And I had coffee and tried to play this peg game. So this is like a peg solitaire. Until now, I still cannot solve this. But I haven't tried exploring videos on how to do this, but I always leave like 3 or 4 pegs in the board. So I don't know how to do that perfectly. But maybe I will try until I will figure it out. So while waiting for our food, we always try to play this, and we try to order some beignet, which is native in or popular in Louisiana. So masarap talaga ang beignet. And ayan, nadamay ko pa yung anak ko sa kakalaro. So again, laro ulit. So this is like discarded thing talaga. So ito na, dumating na yung ating beignet. And of course, ang ating breakfast, ito na. This is popular here in Georgia, biscuit, and they will always put some jams or something else on it. So after we had our breakfast, we went back to our RV. We have to let our dogs do their business before we take off going to South Carolina, the continuation of our travel. Since we only had few vehicles parked, we just let them take off without a leash. But the three of us were supervising, so in case they will take off. And these dogs were already kind of disciplined, so it's always like when they are called, unless one of them will take off, the whole pack will go somewhere and follow the other one. So that's Sassy, and the one in the red harness is Kiki. But right now, Sassy has another new harness, and ayan, stretching sis Kiki. So Kiki is a Border Collie Australian Shepherd mix. She is our only dog that is not camera shy. Continuing our road trip, so we will pass by Lake Hartwell in about a few feet. And we are almost to the welcome center of South Carolina. So that blue thing on the right side is already a sign that about a mile from here will be the welcome center to that certain state. So that will be the welcome center for South Carolina. So more or less in about a mile, that will be the entrance to the welcome center. And on the other side, after this, is also the welcome center for Georgia. So, iyan na yung lake na sinabi ko earlier. So, that's like the boundary from Georgia and South Carolina. So, by the way, when you enter the welcome center, you can also rest there on your vehicle. But the vehicles here are separated according to their sizes. So, there is space for the trucks and for smaller vehicles. Since we brought our RV, it's considered like a big vehicle. We park along with the truck. So kaya andyan kami. And then of course, para makapag-stretching na rin ang mga doggies. Ayan, di ba may mga dogs pa na naka-leash kasi usually here they also have space for dog park where they can do the business. Ayan, pa-picture of course. And then patuloy sa ating biyahe. So we are already officially here in South Carolina. We are cruising Highway 85. The reason why we went here in South Carolina is visiting our friend who used to live about a mile from Temple, Georgia. They just moved like a year ago from our place. And since we went to White Plains, it is like near on their place already, so we just went there and visited them. Anyway, she is also in gardening and all that crafting hobbies, so that's why we get along. And she's also Bisaya from Agusan del Sur, so it's easier to converse with her. And her husband is also into cars and vehicles, which we also need sometimes to ask about something. And it was also just in time because it was their daughter's birthday. But anyway, we had a chat and catch up moments for about 5 hours, and we went back home to Georgia, we didn't even have a picture because we were so excited. Ano ba yan? Ayan pa talaga yung na-miss sa lahat. But anyway, we were not really fond of those pictures when we were used to be neighbors. So I guess we were used to that. But anyway, I would like to thank everyone who went to my last premiere. 118 million in the house. I was so happy. That was the first time that there were plenty of creators that were in my premiere. Swino family, thank you so much for the support, and surely I will return the favor. Just leave a comment. So I will have 2 premieres a week. The regular one will be Fridays, 8:30 Eastern Time. So we already arrived here on her place. The best place in her house is her sunroom. Look how beautiful it is. Namakasana all ka. And then the garden is so huge. That is full of plants. And that's her greenhouse out there. So that's the decoration for Jody's birthday. And then when we went home, this was 4 to 5 in the afternoon. It was storming. So this is how our climate here. It just suddenly rained and then sunny. So it's like almost like the Philippines also. And this is on summertime. So we are almost to the welcome center of Georgia. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you all for always supporting my channel. Please don't forget to leave a comment. Thank you all for watching. Bye!